going to the game, I'm going to be playing Pantheon Jungle and show you why he is one of the strongest junglers right now. In this matchup, we're currently up against Lee Sin, and in a Pantheon versus Lee Sin, this is pretty much even, with both junglers having strong ganks and good clears. When it comes to dual potential, it's whoever gets the jump first. So it's up to the players on how they're able to utilize their kit. The only key difference is that Pantheon is more one-dimensional, wherein once you go in, you can't go out unless you take down your opponent, whereas Lee Sin is a bit more mobile in the team fights, where you could make a play, dash away, dash in, or just play safe. The start that I'm doing here is a red side clear, where I go for a red start instead of the Krug start, because one of Pantheon's strengths is that he has a strong gank at level 2, and if there's an opponent that goes for an overextend, you could easily punish them. If there's no one that you could go for, then you just go and continue your clear. Similar with the early game junglers, Pantheon needs to have a strong early game presence, get ahead, and snowball the game. Before, Pantheon was really weak in the late game. Now he still has the strength in the late game thanks to the passive of his ultimate, where it gives him percentage armor penetration, which stacks with Lord Dominic's or Cyrillia's or Mortal, whichever you go for. After clearing the Raptors, I see that Singe is extended a bit, so we go in, look for the punish, force the flash, which is good. Singe is now half HP. I know that we have the advantage to V2, so I flash in, use my third skill to dodge the damage. We get the kill, Katarina gets a reset, Lee Sin misses Q, and we get 2 kills. Yone arrives pretty late, but knowing that he doesn't deal that much damage early, we're able to get a clean triple kill overall. Katarina getting 2 kills plus me, both snowball champions, really good start for us, and this is what Pantheon needs to do in the early game. If you're not able to get any kills before the first dragon when playing Pantheon, it means you're gonna have a bit of a rougher game, but if you're able to get at least 1 or 2 kills, complete your Ghost Blade, and be very scary when it comes to objectives, Pantheon can just burst any target. That's not a tank. After going for a scuttle clear on the top, I go my top side and clear the camps. Once I'm level 5, you always want to look for an opportunity wherein you could use your ultimate. And looking at the map, the only place I could do this is at the top side, wherein their bot doesn't show, their mid is gone, and it's quite hard to gank a Singe when he's full HP. So I look to go for this Yone, who is overextended, force the flash. I think about ultiing in, so he won't expect it, and he has no more escape. With Camille's ult, we're able to hit my ultimate and get another clean kill onto the Yone. This is really good because not only do we put the Yone behind, we also get a lot of gold, 2 plates. We also help our Camille win lane. First back, we already have Ghost Blade at the 3-minute mark, which is quite fast. Normally, you'd finish this at the 4 to 4:30 minute mark, but with what's happening in the early game, we're able to complete this pretty early, and this is one of firsts on Pantheon spikes. When you're able to get Ghost Blade, your damage increases exponentially, and it will only get stronger when you get more armor pen items, especially with the new boots, which synergizes well with Pantheon's kit. A tip when playing Pantheon jungle, you always want to get full stacks before using your skill so that you clear the jungle faster. So always save up your W for full stacks and your Q after using the W. Since your W empowered will give 3 stacks, so empowered W, you can go third skill, then auto, then Q, so you get double empowered attacks. I think I'll show it here in the Raptors. Just go for W, third skill, auto, then Q, getting 2 empowered stacks, helping you clear the jungle faster. With my ultimate up, I'm looking for another fight. I could go for the bot lane or top lane. I'm thinking about going for the top lane because Camille Pantheon is quite a good combo. You see Lee Sin, and look at that damage! Just bursted him in one combo, and this goes to show the power of Pantheon, especially if you're able to get an early game lead, making one of the more annoying champions to deal with. Yone does a good job with the ulti plus dash away, but we have our own flash. We execute him with our third skill. Camille gets a kill, and we're still continuing our lead. 6-0 right now. I think we have a 100% KP. Yep, 2-0-4. We didn't get much kills, but it's okay because we also need our teammates to get ahead. And looking at our team comp, They are more in the late game with Camille plus Vayne. So I'll handle the early game, getting my lanes ahead, pressuring the opponent, and then when it gets to the late game, I still have some damage. I can still burst the squishy targets, but my teammates will shine more. Since is overextended mid, you immediately go, second skill, third skill, then first skill, for the execute. You get an easy kill, dragon is up. I have to play safe a bit because I don't want to be the one on the front. One of Pantheon's weaknesses is that he's very squishy. If you're not able to use the third skill to block damage, then you're the one who's gonna get bursted. Yone goes for the top with Herald. Lee Sin tries to contest, but look at my Q smite. Another good thing about Pantheon is that he has really strong execute. 600 damage on my empowered Q plus smite, which is about 1.5k. I can just execute the dragon when it falls below that HP. And with Camille starting the Herald, we should get this for free. Another good thing about Pantheon is when the opponents try to go for a trade and they're taking the objective quite slowly. Once I finish the dragon, I can just use my ultimate and go to the Herald immediately right after and try to secure the double objective. We recall, see Kai'Sa overextended, we use our ultimate in advance, deal some damage. Kai'Sa, no choice, has to kill the Vayne. Nice condemn. I missed my stun, and that's one annoying thing about Pantheon, is that when you don't lock the opponent, it just auto hits the nearest minion. So you always need to at least lock your opponent when using your stun, because if your opponent goes in Fog of War or out of range, then you're probably gonna miss your second skill. We get Herald mid, poke down the Singe again, empowered Q, we miss, but it should be fine. Janna's there to help. I just need to be careful and not lose my lead. Another good thing about Pantheon is that because of your huge burst, you get a lot of first strike stacks. As you can see, 6 minutes, we already have 268 stacks, and every combo that we do will add about 60 to 100 gold, depending on the stage of the game. I skill onto the Kai'Sa, we just sniper. Lee Sin goes in for the Q. I tried to block with my third skill, but I forgot that he had kickback. I should have just flashed and played for safety. We get punished, but it's okay. The enemy gets a bit of a comeback, but it's still pretty far. Katarina still popping off, getting a kill. We'll probably get the Lee Sin as well. With Singe's second skill, actually doing good, but Katarina, playing it well, is able to jump onto the Singe, then throw her Q onto the Lee Sin, getting another kill. Overall, we lose our kill lead or bounty, but our carries are able to scale smoothly and transition better into the later part of the game. So the next item I'm going for is Collector. At first, I thought Collector was kinda bad on Pantheon, but the more I played it, the more I realized it's actually a good item. We go in, look at the damage that I do onto the Kai'Sa. I don't even have empowered Q. Even though Kai'Sa dodges it, I have my third skill dealing a lot of damage, and we get another kill. 25 gold by the way because of the Collector. Immediately go topside, try to punish the Yone, but he deals some damage, and without my third skill, I easily die. But still, a 1-for-1 trade. We get a kill onto the Katarina, and now we have more stacks of our first strike. Camille tries to go in, and another thing about Collector is that it works well with your ultimate. It allows you to execute people when you use your ulti, and if you're lacking a bit of damage, you could just kill them with the Collector. Plus, it gives a bit of gold. One tip that took me a while when playing Pantheon was about when to use the empowered Q or just normal Q. So my tip is that when at this stage, when you have 3 lethality items with Armor Pen Boots, Ghost Blade, and Collector, when the opponent drops 25% HP, your Q will crit, so you just use it regardless whether you have the empowered Q or not. Because your Q is just gonna crit and one-shot the opponent. Even though the opponent lives, you have Collector to finish the job. We tried to go for another gank onto the Yone. He's playing pretty well, dodging a lot of our skills. I used my ultimate to chase. This is gonna be a bit risky because I don't know where the other members are. Yone does a great job ulting me. Janna with a knockup as well. We die again to the Yone, very unfortunate, but my team is at least able to get a trade. Lee Sin and Janna 2v1 situation. Camille has no choice but to go back. But overall, even though we die, as long as we are able to take one person down, it should be good for us. Third item, I'd usually go for Edge of Night, but in this game, they have a lot of shielding with Lee Sin, Janna, Kai'Sa. I'm not sure if Kai'Sa's building shield mo. No, she's building AP. But mostly the Janna, because I saw her shield when she used it on the Yone. It's quite scary, and I don't want to let the shield mitigate my burst. With the dragon up, we immediately go there. We want to secure the dragons as much as possible so that even in the late game, we have strong scaling. We start it up, just in case someone goes in and contest. I have my Q plus Smite to easily secure the dragon. Look at this, 1-2, Q Smite, 982 crit on my first skill, even higher than Nuno Consume. Look at the top side, Yone is pushing, and this is another good thing about Pantheon. Super good mobility, you can defend any lane. The opponents are not able to get a clean trade. Yone does a lot of damage, I had to play defensively, use my third skill. Katarina was able to back up, and we get another kill. My shield bow is now, my Serpent's Fang rather is now up. This is good for the Yone, Janna to reduce their shields and anything else that they could possibly go for. After this item, I need to play a bit more defensively. As you could see, Yone deals a lot of damage, and after I use my burst, I'm just a sitting duck. So the next item I would go for is the Stasis. So when I use my combo, I have my third skill to buy time, and then Stasis to buy even more time. Q damage onto Janna, get some stacks on, look at that, 33 gold just on 1 Q. That's how strong my damage is. I don't even need to use my combo. So if I'm able to pull my combo, I could probably go about 200 damage or just one-shot the opponent, getting even more gold. With blue buff up, we take this, and what I'm doing is just farming my camps while nothing else is happening on the map. Once my ulti is up, I could use it to help my teammates anytime. That's why I decide to go for a top lane push. And of course, since it's no vision, I have to play safe. They might catch me there. Use my sweeper, see that there's a ward. Play a bit risky. Yep, Singe Kai'Sa there, and I had to flash. That was a bit greedy for me, going blind even though they have vision at that place. But overall, it should be still okay as long as I don't die, because if I die, then it might open up Baron for the opponent to take. Singe shows up top, Kai'Sa is there, good ward placement. And another thing about Pantheon is when you don't use your ultimate, you always want to get full stacks on your passive, which is what I'm not able to do. So for example, in this part, you always want to Q twice, so you get immediately full stacks. So just in case there's a fight, you have a Empower W ready to hit your opponent. Seeing that the Lee Sin's bot, we immediately start the Baron. Pretty strong Smite execute range, and Lee Sin wouldn't be able to reach on time. We take the objective, we punish their positioning, go back, and we have our ultimate to go on the bot side just in case they play risky. And that's just good map reading overall. So if you're ahead and you see their jungle bot side, most likely you could just take the Baron. Lee Sin does a good job getting a trade on the bot side, but with my ultimate, look at the damage, bang! Just my ultimate spear, getting the collector, pretty funny to see. And that's why you go collector of Pantheon. A crit, going for 4-digit numbers, quite insane. With level 13, I think I get 25% armor pen, plus 10 armor pen from my boots, plus more armor pen from my ghost blade, and more from the collector, plus Serpent's Fang. So I almost deal true damage on the opponents. And this is especially good since not much people want to play tanks in solo queue. So with a lot of squishy members, you could just burst anyone. Even Singed, we have a lot of burst potential if we're able to catch him out of position. Go another Q onto the Kai'Sa, gets a bit of gold, 627 on my first strike. So not only are we able to deal damage, we're also able to farm gold. After the Serpent's Fang, the next item I'm going for is either Guardian Angel or Cyril's Grudge. But since we're way ahead, I would go for the Cyril's Grudge. But if this was a close game and I'm not snowballing, I would have gotten Guardian Angel as my next item. With the next dragon spawning in 20 seconds, oh, I actually went for the Guardian Angel. I played it a bit safe, I already have a lot of damage. I'd only go for the Cyrilja rather if they have a lot of armor. But looking at their comp, they're very squishy aside from the Singe. I check to see if I ulti top side, but seeing that there's a lot of people there, I go for the Lee Sin. Look at the damage, bang! Half HP, Q flash, 1.2k crit onto the Singed, on the Lee Sin rather, and we're poking the Singed a bit. I'm waiting for my cooldowns. Having 4 stacks on Pantheon is also good because if you hit an opponent with your 4 stacks, you get 5 stacks, and your Q will deal critical damage. You get a kill onto the Kai'Sa, immediately ulti top, look for another catch. Unfortunately, my second skill auto-targeted on the minion, but overall it should be fine with their jungler down. There's no Baron yet, but we could just take the easy dragon. Looking at what's happening right now, Janna, Singed, and Yone are just defending the base. They should be pretty free, even though it's a 3v3. They're kinda not that confident to contest. They're really fat right now with Guardian Angel. Last item will most probably be an armor pen item, so we could keep up the true damage. We almost have 1k gold on our first strike, and thanks to that, we're able to farm safely. And that's another thing about first strike is that you don't need to farm your camps. Since Pantheon doesn't want to farm your camps, you always want to look for ganks. You're not able to farm your own camps, but the gold from the first strike will make up for it. Clear the blue buff. We finally see someone overextend, so we immediately go in with the ultimate. Worst case scenario, I have Zhonya plus GA to live. Look for someone to catch. Yon is out of position, goes in with the ultimate. Even though he gets a good ulti, we just burst him down. I used my stasis just to play it safe because I don't know where I went, and with one of their members down, we try to look for someone who overextends. Nice catch onto the Lee Sin. Should have stunned the Lee Sin, but we get the Singed. My team pretty ahead in the game right now. They can't do anything much. Yep. Kai'Sa suddenly decides to jump in. Gets a kill into our Vayne, but overall, it's a 3-for-1 exchange, and we should be getting the free Baron in this game. Lee Sin is coming to contest, so what we can do is try to turn and try to burst him down. He's pretty low on HP. We have my Q just in case. Katarina does a great job of zoning. Camille as well. And now I just want to secure this objective. With my Q smite, should be pretty safe. Lee Sin too late. I use my ultimate to go on the backside. If my ulti hit, Collector would have gotten the kill. Lee Sin had to use stasis also. My Q could have gotten it. We burn a lot of Lee Sin spells, and we get the objective. With Cireljas, I think I'm already item locked at 17 minutes, 17k, 1k GPM, pretty good. And look at the crit, 60% crit and 48 flat armor pen, which basically spells that I do 2 damage to the entire enemy team. With Elder spawning soon, this is something we could easily take. We have Baron buff, we're quite fed. We see Yone topside, Camille going for another fight mid. I don't have my ulti to help, but she's able to get a kill onto the Kai'Sa, which is good. This should spell a free objective for us. Janna goes down, even though Janna counters Katarina, but if she's just that fed, she wouldn't be able to do anything. And with 2 of their members down, we just run it, start the Elder, and possibly just take this for free. Yone's doing a good job split pushing while we're taking this, but Katarina's there to help, so there's no problem, no threat of any backdoor. Lee Sin and Singed trying to defend mid lane, and what we're doing now is doing a small split push where we go 2-2, take down the mid, take down the bot, and possibly end the game. What I'm looking for is someone to catch. I stack up my passive, so I have burst available. Singe second skill, quite annoying. I can't use my stun. Look for a stun, we miss it. Very unfortunate. I get bursted. I have by Zhonya, live with 1 HP. Stun onto the Yone. Our GA procs, 154 gold on our first strike. We look for another catch. Kai'Sa, one shot, boom. Dies with Collector plus Elder Dragon. Lee Sin's the only one left. We go in, flash in, WQ, and we end the game. Pretty fun champ to play. A bit brain dead. All you need to do is WQ, WQ, and manage your resources well. Get a good early game, and we have a clean game. 92% Pantheon. We get MVP. Our team did pretty well. Camille Pant, quite a good combo. We help Katarina snowball, MVP, 29k damage dealt, and yeah, top of the gold. And that's it for our Pantheon jungle. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.